Because I feel like if you go this way, it's too short. So do this way, half here, and then half here. Sometimes I'll leave that for the lip, depends how much upper lip I have. But this length right here is perfect for the eyebrows, so you have enough space to hold and pull. And you can do the lip with this too. But the other way it just gets too short and it gets a little bit awkward.
Does it matter what side you do?
No, they're the same each side.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll go over all this stuff first. So we got a double wax pot warmer. We're gonna keep hard wax up here also. So soft is to the left, hard is to the right. It's kind of the same color.
Yeah.
So you'll just have to remember,
We label it?
I think everything, you could. I use soft the most. That's gonna be what works the best. And I just think everything from left to right. So I always think my most desirable is from the left and I work to the right. So that's how I think. But if you want, we can get a little, actually, here, I got one right here.
S for
So I'm
soft.
gonna do S for soft. That's a good idea. And I'll do H for hard.
Well, we'll make a label, because don't you have to change those collars?
Yeah, I mean, just rewrite it, or hopefully you guys will just remember. You know?
Yeah.
In the morning, just turn it on. Don't turn it to hot. Even if you turn it on like 10 or 15 minutes before you have to wax someone, it's gonna be warm enough. Because if you turn it hot, you forget about it, guess what? It's really hot and it's gonna take a long time to get to cool down. You know, and you're not gonna be able basically to do the service. So just come in the morning, click it on, it'll be ready. Even if it's kind of firm in the center, you're pulling towards the can anyway. So the can is what's resonating the heat. So it's always gonna be a little warmer towards the edge. So just turn it on and then it'll be ready to go. Careful with this. I'm noticing. So, yeah.
You need a bigger shelf.
It,
For a smaller wax pot.
I don't know if they have one, do they?
I know, this is the most streamlined. This is pretty good. There's no reason you should be pulling on it. You're just pulling in there. So I think this should be fine, just be careful. To clean the skin, the cleanser, this oil is a pre-oil. You don't do it with hard, you do it with soft. And I'm gonna show you how to use it. You have to pre-oil everybody. Do not use soft wax and not pre-oil somebody. Because this is what's gonna guarantee, well, this is what's going to help guarantee that one, it's painless. It doesn't make people break out. It's proven. I've done all of it for a long time. And when I switched to doing this before, it was
Excuse me.
100% game changer. Less likely to break out, less painful, less red, also less likely you're gonna lift their skin. Okay, so you have to pre-oil everybody, but we don't do that with hard wax. And then aloe to finish, you know, after you're done, you know, little brown lip. And we're pre-oiling for brows and lips too. Of course, spoolies, we got tweezers, scissors. These pencils are, we're gonna do a little mapping technique.
Ooh,
So I'm gonna give you something to follow when you're waxing, so you know, you can just draw it out and you can wax it. So it's really easy. We gotta make sure we sharpen between clients, so there's a little sharpener here. Of course, sticks. I like these for soft. Sometimes I use this for the lip. Crack it in half. Not like this if you need something bigger. If it's got all the swirlies and circles from the wood in it, it's gonna crack with that. So make sure you find one that has these kind of like straight lines in it. Otherwise you'll just crack it. No, it's gonna break when you that way.
that was impressive.
I worked for a guy who would advise the small one. So for all brows, we had to like snap them like boxes and boxes of them. So I got really good at it. He's a cheap bastard. His salon closed. He strips. Q-tips we might need. I brought them down just in case. Little gauzes, your hand sanitizer. I suggest you wear gloves. I know. But
you do.
I suggest you wear gloves, especially if your hands get sticky. You're gonna have to stop and you're gonna have to like wash your hands and stuff. So, you know, we're doing open skin, so just so it's cleaner, so you can take off the glove and you have clean hands. And then of course hand sanitizer. If your hands are greasy, sanitize, and then it'll be easier to slip your hands into the gloves. I don't know what size those are.
I think they're medium.
yeah, and I think that's
It's a
it.
blemish balm.
Oh yeah, and then the blemish balm. We're gonna get you a different color. Classic's pretty white. I'm gonna get you a honey. I'm a honey. She's a classic. She's probably honey. Classic, honey. You can also mix them together. So you'll do aloe, and then you'll finish this. It'll help with, it's actually made for irritated skin, and it has a little bit of a tint. So they're not so red. So you can't put this on the lip, and you can't do it on the brown. So I finish everyone with this. And sometimes you mix the colors.
That's so that they're not walking out of here like, whoop, bright pink.
Yeah, and it's made for like acneic skin, so you don't have to worry about it like breaking them out or anything
Okay,
like
cool.
that. Yeah, and so they don't, you know, back in the day you just like looked like shit for 3 days, and now
Yeah.
like with wax and all these things we've learned and products that are safe to go on wax skin, it's like you can look out, you know, walk out looking like a normal person, you know, not like crazy red. Callie's gonna come up with this is important, she's gonna come up with a pre-wax sheet. I think it'll be a half sheet. I don't think it's ready yet. The client's gonna fill it out when she gets here or before you do the service. You might have to grab it, have her read over it, have her sign it. And I don't know what it looks like yet. We'll go over it when Callie has it ready, and then go over it. It's gonna have all the contradictions because I don't think that you can verbally do them and remember them all. I can, Kate will eventually will, you know, because we have to sit there and decipher and like read between the lines because people don't know and they're not always honest, and we look at their skin, but you can't do that, and I don't think you shouldn't be able, you know, should have to. So I have all the contradictions. Basically, if they are on any of these things, I would go ahead and deny them or send them upstairs because you don't want to lift their skin. And I feel like too, if you lift it, you might not be able to see it because you don't know what it looks like, and it's a little dark back here, and then you might lift here, and then you lift here and here and here, but you didn't see it, so you never stopped, and now they've got like scabby face. So to protect yourselves and to protect everyone, if there's anything on here that they say yes that they're using, you can be like, oh, okay, you're using this, you're using Retin-A, it's a prescription, you actually can't get waxed on it. You know, but I can schedule you with someone upstairs who knows how to work with that type of skin and maybe can do a tweeze shaping on you or something like that. You know, and if they argue with you, be like, you know what, I'm a hairstylist.
You want
and
skin
I can
on your face.
I can clean it up for you, but you know, you're a little bit of a special case, and that requires someone that's more of an expert in skin. That's what I would tell them. You know, so make sure they sign it, and if you do have lifting, they don't say something they're using, they maybe lifted before and they didn't tell you and they lift again, sorry, put some Neosporin on it and it'll heal. So out of the sun. You know, if you do see some lifting or like a spot that looks really irritated, just go ahead and stop and clean the skin. I'll bring some A&D ointments back down here, and then just kind of stop the service. The only way I can say skin lifting looks like is it almost looks like literally like layers of skin came off. Like you'll see like a weird patch and it almost looks like there's an indentation that came down. It's a very slight, it's very subtle, but it'll be redder and it looks like literally like you like peeled like the perfect scab or something and it's kind of like whoop, drops down. Yeah. Sometimes it's really superficial and you can't see it. Sometimes you can see it really well. Don't freak out about it. We all fuck things up in all genres of beauty. You know, it's not gonna be the first or last time. So just, you know, stop, clean it, put like a little A&D calming. You'd be like, you know, I think you're having some sensitivity, so we'll go ahead and stop today. Maybe I can recommend you with someone upstairs that can, you know, handle whatever a little bit better. So don't worry. Or grab me or Callie or Kate or something.
Can we just tweeze them if we stop?
You can. I would go and, you know, I wouldn't. I'd say if you want a full good tweeze shape, schedule with someone upstairs, but go ahead and clean up the rest of it for them.
Right.
Give them a little something, you know, because, you know, I'm just going to tweeze you real quick, but to get a really good tweeze shaping, let's go do it with Kate or, you know, someone upstairs. Yeah, but, you know, give them a little something. Just a little quick, you know.